Good day, my viewers. This is Samuel Dino, your smart tutorial founder. As usual, we give out the basis to students and individuals so that it will enable them to solve complex or to understand complex and questions that look so difficult. So what we do is we don't just give the answers, but what we do majorly is to give out the basis, the nitty-gritty that will enable you to make complex questions look simple, and where you don't need to cram, where you just need to understand and assimilate. So today we'll be looking at perimeter. Perimeter is still the same thing as circumference, depending on the shape that you are handling. For example, if the shape is a curve shape like cycle, then you can call it circumference, but it's still the same thing as perimeter. Perimeter of a cycle, circumference of a cycle. So what is the meaning of perimeter? So that we don't waste much of our time, don't forget to click on the subscribe button so that you can always get our subsequent video, because today we'll just be dealing with perimeter. We are still going to upload a video on area, so click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out. So what does perimeter means? Like I said, it is still the same thing as circumference. So perimeter is either a part that surrounds a shape. Is what? It is either a part that surrounds a shape, or it is an outline, or something that encompasses a particular shape. You can call that as what? As perimeter. What am I trying to say? You know, we have different shapes. The shapes, they come in different sizes and in different dimensions. So both in one-dimensional or maybe in two-dimensional, like we have in length. Length is one-dimensional, while we have those ones that are in two-dimensional, depending on the shape, which is, for example, cycle. So what am I trying to say here about perimeter, so that we don't waste much of our time? Look at the different shape that I've drilled here. This is a triangle. A triangle has three shapes. That is, three lengths, three sides of the triangle make up the triangle. So the addition of the three sides give you the what? The perimeter. So you don't need to cram it. Just know that perimeter is the surroundings. That is the addition of the surroundings of a shape. If it is a, we have different type of triangle. We have right angle triangle that have one of the angle to be angle 90. Under perimeter and circumference, we are not talking about the angle. We are talking about only the what? The sides, the lengths. So that is, for triangle, it will be what? The three sides, which is, you can call it A plus B plus C. That is three sides altogether. For a square, squares means all the four sides are equal. If all the four sides are equal, that means all the four sides are also equal. So the four sides is still the same thing as L plus L plus L plus L. Because if one of the side is L, since they are equal, the other side also will be L. So you have to understand the fundamental properties of different shape to be able to find their perimeter or their circumference. The other one is rectangle. Rectangle has two sides are equal. If the two sides are equal, that means if, in a rectangle we have four sides. That is, two opposite sides are equal. This side is opposite to this side. So this one, if this one is L, this one will be L. So this one cannot be L, unlike what we have in square. In triangle, we said what? A, B, C. Because the three sides can be different. So that is why we did not use the same alphabet. So the perimeter of a triangle is what? A plus B plus C. Don't forget, I said perimeter is still the same thing as what? Circumference. Which is still the same thing as what? Addition of what? Of all the sides. Addition of what? Sides. Which is still, I still say that is the what? Sum of all sides. All the sides, all the lengths and breadths, depending on the shape. So perimeter simply means what? Addition of all the sides. Perimeter simply means the surrounding of a particular shape. For example, the place you are staying, your surrounding is your perimeter. So in place of surrounding, you can put what? Perimeter. If that shape is curved, then you talk about what? Circumference. We get there. Like I said, for square, if one side is L, the other side will also be L, definitely, because they are all equal for square. For rectangle now, if the opposite sides are equal, if one side is L, that means the opposite side will be L. This one cannot be L, so that is, this one can be breadth, then breadth. So if the two opposite sides are what? Are equal to each other. So the perimeter for this one will be L plus B plus B. For square, it will be L plus L plus L plus L. For triangle, it will be what? A plus B plus C. Now, this is trapezium. Trapezium it has four sides, but all the four sides are not equal. In trapezium, we have side A, side B, because they are different. This one is slanted heights. That is a slanted. When you say slanted, you use small letter L. Then this is heights. This is what? Height. All these alphabets, you don't need to cram it. You can put any alphabets in it. Only that what we are trying to do here is that we are trying to say that A is different from B. This length is different from this length. You should know that this one is slanted, so we use N. Another person can decide to put any alphabet, so you don't need to cram all the alphabets. Just understand the shape. Why we put the same alphabet in here in rectangle, the two sides, is because they are equal. Are we together? So for the perimeter of this trapezium, it will be what? H plus A plus L plus B. It's not a must that you must say A plus B plus L plus H. It's not a must. Just understand that it is the addition. Perimeter talk about, it's just like you place a ruler and you are measuring all the sides that are in what you are given. In the given shape, you are trying to place a ruler and measuring it. So by doing that, you should be able to write out the formula by yourself. Not that the textbook is wrong, no, but you must understand the fundamental property of the shape that you are handling. Then you should be able to write out the formula by yourself. Now, this is cycle, which is still the same thing as, this is a cycle. The perimeter of this cycle is still the same thing as the circumference. Now, in a cycle, this curved parts of the cycle is called pi. So that means we only have pi and d. So in a cycle, we can say that, and anytime there is pi, the pi, you just put pi dot the other thing. So for a cycle, the perimeter of a cycle, which is the only one that I've written since morning, the perimeter of a cycle is what? Pi dot d. Because only d is what is visible there. All the other things are not visible. It's still the same thing as for this one. Perimeter of this cycle, this is pi. Don't forget, anywhere you see curve, you put pi in that curve. This is pi. Pi. Any shape that is having curve must go with pi. If that is the only thing you can get in this video, I'm satisfied. Okay? If that is the only thing you can get in this video, I'm okay. So pi is part of this cycle, but this pi is not the main it's not the main side of the cycle. The main thing is r and r. You know, half of diameter is radius. So we can rewrite the perimeter of a cycle as what? As pi. Don't forget dots. Pi always go with dots. This dot is multiplication, but it always go with it like that, dots. Then what do we have? We have r and r. Don't forget, perimeter is addition. You measure first, then you go to another one. That is, we measure from here to here, which is r. Then we continue with the measurement. Plus is like continuing. We are measuring again, r. So indirectly, r plus r is 2r. That is pi into brackets 2r. So all these are the formula that you can use for perimeter of a cycle. At the end of the day, if you want to rewrite this pi 2r, that is still the same thing as if you want to arrange it alphabetical order, number before any other thing. So this, if you open this bracket is times. So that would be what? 2 pi r. When I was in school, I used to write pi r square, and I got confused. Is it square? Is it 2? Where will I put the 2? How did they get the 2? These two come from, because we are using r, and it is 2r. That is why we have 2 pi r as what? As the circumference. As the circumference of a cycle. Circumference, which is still the same thing as what? Perimeter of a cycle. Perimeter and circumference of a cycle is the same thing. So that regarding perimeter and area of a cycle. Now, with what I've explained here, do you know that it's possible, even though I have not come across it, but it's possible to look for the perimeter of cone? Because we know in cone, this is slanted height, this is slanted height. We have radius inside. We have cycle. So we can just take the cycle out. Then you take the slanted height. We take it out. That means we can do that. But don't let us go to that. The same thing. We have cycle, rectangle. We have another one, cycle. Three shape here. Here we have one cycle. Here we have just one cycle and one rectangle. We can find the perimeter and add it to the other perimeter, the perimeter of the cycle plus perimeter of a rectangle. But this is not our problem. These ones are not popular, so I've not come across them in the textbook. But I believe if we understand the basics of perimeter, we can use it to find the perimeter of different shape. So perimeter talk about what? Addition of all the sides that are present in a shape. And if the shape is complex, split the shape into smaller parts. Are we together? So let's look at a practical example. We look at a practical example so that we can just round it up. Already, I'm supposed to end the video here. Like I said, I don't give answers. I give just only the basis. If you read a question about perimeter, understand the shape, draw the shape, then write out the formula of the perimeter of that shape. That is the addition of all the sides. If it is a cycle, remember, put pi dots, add the sides together. So let's solve just one question before we call it a day.